A critical analysis of the art of war. The Art of War is a book written by Sun Tzu during the Warring States period. Even though that was almost 2,500 years ago in China, we still find this book relevant today. Why? Sun Tzu was a commanding general for the Wu Kingdom during the Warring States period. Even though it was all that time ago, we still find that book today relevant to issues and other forms of competition. I'm researching the book Art of War by Sun Tzu to show the wisdom, rules, and methods practiced by Sun Tzu in order to prove why the book shows ancient thoughts can be applied to the problems of the modern world today. We can relate to many parts of the book, even though it is purely about war, because it expresses ideologies that can be used in a competitive modern world like ours today. The book can be split up into 3 different parts because they all reflect different themes that are unique to themselves, including position, expansion, and in situations. Each are complete with different on rules on how to win a war. The first section is on position. It is for defining what you know and what you don't know. And keep in mind that position is not just about your location necessarily, but other factors such as conditions, whereabouts of the enemy, and other things as well make that a much more complicated endeavor. This first chapter is about making the best position possible in a competitive environment. The lesson learned is that information is the most important piece of war and should be treated with the utmost importance. As Sun Tzu said, all warfare is based on deception. The 13th chapter, also known as Employment of Secret Agents, which is arguably the most important chapter in the entire book, is about spies and information gathering. This is as well in this chapter. He stresses the importance of good information. As he says right here, it is through the information brought by the converted spy that we are able to acquire and employ local and inward spies, meaning that the information that we get from secret agents and other sources of information is so important to be accurate that it is the only way that we can get information at all. The significance of this is because it can be philosophically applied to modern world issues, because information is the most important tool in a competitive environment, meaning that without information you are not able to actually succeed. In section 2, for expansion, it is generally about moving towards a position to achieve victory. And these contain the chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Chapter 3 is about the offensive strategy. It's about changing a position or strategy because it lets us anticipate new situations. As Sun Tzu said, if you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. In the 7th chapter, Maneuver, this chapter explicitly discusses the dangers of direct armed conflict, because the lesson here is that the most peaceful solution is the superior one simply because it involves less risk. As Sun Tzu said, we cannot enter into alliances until we are well acquainted with the designs of our neighbors. This can be philosophically applied to modern day's problems. You must know yourself and everyone else's around you if you want to succeed. The third one is called Situations. Chapters 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are about situations. These chapters are for very specific things that can happen and what to do about them. The ninth chapter is the eighth chapter is called the 9 variables. It's about evaluating the intentions of others, considering different situations, particularly 9 different situations. The lesson here is that it teaches us to be flexible just enough to make no decisions out of ignorance. As Sun Tzu said, hence in the wise leader's plans, considerations of advantage and disadvantage will be blended together. The significance of this is that it can be philosophically applied to today's problems. When making a decision, you must always weigh the pros and cons in order to be successful. Overall, this book has many lessons that we can still learn today. Thank you.